Well, I've been busy these last bunch of weeks, but I finally have time to do this. The recap to the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge. Sucks I couldn't do it with all my buddies and all, but we don't really have much time for all of us to be at the same time, so I figured I might as well do it on my own when I had the perfect time to do it. And of course, for all of you that didn't know, wondering how come I didn't stream like day 2 or whatever, Feld did a copyright strike on my stream of day 1, even though I literally showed 0 footage of it. And because of that copyright strike, I'm not allowed to do any streaming whatsoever. And there's not even a date of when I can restream again. It doesn't say like it would say beforehand, like I had to wait like a few months or so, whatever. It's not even saying, so I have no idea whatsoever. I already did the retract, the counterclaim, and they have till the 28th to respond, and if they don't, my copyright strike will be retracted, and hopefully I'll be able to stream again, because I need to get back to my Victoria 2 and my Pokemon Diamond streams. I haven't touched them in a couple months. But that's why I haven't gotten to do it, and of course that's why on day 2 we had have Adam stream it for us. Thank you, Adam, for that. And of course I've just been busy doing a whole bunch of family crap in the meantime, but here we go, my recap to the All-Star Challenge. As God, it's 2 weeks ago now, unfortunately. So, of course, on Saturday, Ryan won racing over Toddler Duke, and Brianna won the best trick. And then on Saturday, Cody won racing, and then Ryan won freestyle. And Team Ice swept the entire series, winning all 4 of them. But first, start on Friday, when they did the Chicago style track, and I actually looked up on the Monster Truck wiki when I was looking up info for this, and I found out they're calling it the All-Star style, which is what I'm going to call it from now on. That is not Chicago style racing. You could scream to your blue in the face that it is. I'm not accepting it. It is not. I'm calling it the All-Star style. You're going to have to accept that. And the racing step itself, that needs a lot more work done. One, don't do those huge ass hills on the turns right there. Do the rollers like you did on the first jumps pretty much, because those other jumps were like so damn high that the trucks would get like too much air, even if they like slow down for it and end up like going into the other hill, which would impact racing. It should have been just a little roller so they can quickly get across it. But then you get the best trick, and honestly, that is up in the air who actually should have won. I still think Tom probably should have won outright. That, like, what was it, reverse corkscrew backflip, which might have never happened before that I know of off the top of my head. Whereas, Brianna did that really crooked flip in midair, which we've seen numerous times. Tom probably should have won outright. But in the end, they should have never done best trick whatsoever. You know what they should have done instead? Freestyle. Yeah, they should have just done freestyle. So then, of course, we got the Saturday with Vegas-style racing, which they honestly should have done for both nights, and Cody won it. And then freestyle, oh my god, how about that? Bari came out first off, and he went right for the triple, and a huge nosedive, landed on top of it, that hard slap wheelie, then front flipped on Landon. That was awesome. And he led for a little bit, too. And then, I believe someone else took the score from him eventually, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But then, Cynthia came out, and oh god, she did that in Leduc leap, and nosedived into the center stacks, and front flipped it twice before flipping over. And of course, they overscored her, gave her an 8.7 something, which is absolutely ridiculous. You're not supposed to get that score off of one freaking hit no matter what. It definitely wouldn't be a 1 because that was incredible, but probably at most a 2.5 for me, because no, you don't get that high of a score off of one jump. Sorry, not debatable. And then, of course, Jim tried it later on with a little bit less power to it, and he ended up nosediving it too, and broke front wheels off. Sucks they didn't let him refire and keep on going, since that looked like that was all the damage that he suffered. But then Brianna led the entire night, pretty much. And of course, we saw so many drivers reacting with disgust at the fan judges. And God, Dennis was also scored too. Like, geez, Dennis, you are way off with those scores. Pretty much all across the board, they were so bad. And even Cynthia threw shade at the fan judges, hoping that they would judge right pretty much, even though she was winning for crying out loud. But eventually, Adam came out second to last, and he took the lead. I think he might have filled a run, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head. And then finally, Ryan came out. He had an incredible run, and a save too, but unfortunately he broke the 4 link, so it ended his run. Only problem was his run left 30 seconds left on the clock, but in the end, despite that, it was just enough to get the win, and honestly, it was the better freestyle. The best freestyle, even if 30 seconds were still on the clock, which really should be a massive penalty. But of course, as I've mentioned before, and honestly, why do we even bother having the clock for freestyle? Because after all, the fan judges are going to judge no matter what after the clock. You know that, right? They're going to judge afterwards. They're not like me, where I would actually stop doing the score as soon as the clock expires, because I keep that rule. But others, the fans in the stands, they don't do that. They add everything up. So why should we even bother having 2 minutes again? Should it just be freestyle to as long as you want or something like that? Because they're going to judge no matter what. I don't get it. It's just so much bullshit. But Ryan won it. He won 2, and it shows that, oh my god, he was so dominant in racing. For God's sake, in the Friday night event on that All-Star style, he literally popped the tire going into the Thunder Alley. He hit the wall, almost spun around. I'm surprised he did because he hit so hard, and still put the second fastest time of the night. If he didn't hit it, he probably would have put up the fast time of the night. He got that with under 23 seconds or something like that. Or under 24 seconds, I mean to say. He was just incredible and unstoppable on that All-Star style. That was insane. And as for freestyle, I can't remember the exact stats off the top of my head, but I think somewhere between like a quarter to 40% of the trucks filled their runs. I think it was better than World Finals 20, but probably by not much. And it sucks that no one cleared a triple. Funny enough, 3 trucks actually went for a triple. Funny enough, just like in World Finals 9. And also, kind of funny enough, like in World Finals 9, if you think about it, because I actually thought of it over the last bunch of days and watched footage of World Finals 9, technically, no one actually cleared a triple in World Finals 9 if you didn't notice. The 2 drivers that we think of that cleared it, Chad Tingler and Adam Anderson, if you watch very closely when Chad went for it, his back tire crushed part of the bus coming down if you watch very closely. So he actually didn't clear the triple completely, and Adam wouldn't have cleared it, but the bus was already crushed, so it gave the view that he probably did clear. But if the bus was in good shape, he wouldn't have cleared it either. So technically, no one cleared that in World Finals 9, and just like on Saturday's show, no one cleared it either, surprisingly. Everyone just kept landing on the cars, which was kind of strange because that triple that they did in the All-Star Challenge looked a lot shorter than the one they used in World Finals 9. Very weird. But hey, all the beautiful crushing we got, especially when Tom went for the backside of the triple and landed right on top of the bus. Oh god, it was so beautiful. And honestly, that was probably the best freestyle track in years, honestly. Honestly, I'd probably even say all the way back to the last time tracks were tolerable for me, and that was 2014. That's how far back the tracks were good, because these last like 5 years have been pretty much jack shit. And I'm not just talking about like the World Finals, I'm talking about all events in total. After 2014 is when the tracks really, in my eyes, took a massive nosedive from where they were before. At least from like 2012 and 14, when Feld started to change shit around even worse, they were still tolerable in my eyes, but after that, they were shit afterwards. This was probably the best track in my eyes since anything from 2014. And you know what else, too? That was probably the most enjoyment I've had watching Mosham in years, since 2014. Probably since World Finals 15, which was probably the last good track pretty much across the board. So yeah, not only was this much better than World Finals 20, it was really, really good. But there needs a lot of work done to it for if they do the All-Star Challenge again. And this honestly applies to the other events, but I'm going to stick to the All-Star Challenge more particular here. One, I already know they're doing something like this next year, but if they're doing it, they don't need to not do it. Don't fucking do no team concept. Just get the 24 best drivers out there and then have them just race in freestyle. That's it. Don't do no fucking team bullshit. Stop. That needs to go away. Just like Fire and Ice. Stop doing it. Just stop. It's a stupid concept and it must die. And then also, if you're going to do the All-Star style again, take those giant hills and make them rollers instead of getting them, causing the drivers to get those massive sky wheelies, or when they slow down, get slap wheelies that still end up going to the hill. Do those little rollers instead, like you did on the other side of the track. And don't do best trick either. Just do racing and freestyle both nights. And then, of course, this is a criticism I have on the other tracks as well. You need to add more cars out there, which this was better, but you still need to add some more cars and stuff out there. And also, for the love of God, stop painting the same 2 colors over and over again. Do fucking multiple colors like you used to, like World Finals 9 off the top of my head. And of course, for the love of God, stop doing fucking fan judges. They are absolutely terrible. Fucking giving Cynthia an 8.7 something for one freaking hit that she thankfully didn't win, one deserved. Oh my God, thank God Ryan won when he did the best run that night, because that would have caused us an epic meltdown. Stop doing the fan judges. Stop. But of course, no one failed. They never listen. They don't give 2 fucks. Unlike MTWS, by the way, remember, December 25th in Vegas, MTWS's last show for 10th anniversary. All 40 trucks compete, and I'm going to do an incredible encore to wrap up the 10th anniversary, so keep an eye out on that, because I'm going to debut a track eventually. So yeah, but that's my quick recap. The first All-Star Challenge. I didn't like how they called it Chicago style when it's clearly not. I didn't like those hills that they did in racing. They need to be rollers. Don't do best trick either. Don't do the Team Fire and Ice bullshit. Get rid of the fan judges, and the tracks still need a lot more work done of them. But overall, that was probably the most enjoyment I had watching Mod Jam since 2014.